Come on, let's give our speakers a hand. I mean, performers are here. That was very good. I think we want to do it in a timely fashion because there's so much more that we want to say, and we want to try to get that out. But here's what we would like to do. Again, we like for all of the aldermen, because here's why we asked the aldermen, the ones that could make it here tonight. We wanted most of the African American aldermen where most of some of the problems of shootings, like maybe the New Hall, the Dixwell, the Whaley, the Kensington area. Some of them aldermen that are in those real hardcore areas who oversee those areas. And we want you to know, first of all, as you stand up, that we come here and want to join a partnership with those aldermen. Because when we come in your neighborhood, what we want to do, we want to get with you or that person, that alderman, say, can you be official representative for the Dare to Stand? What can we do in your neighborhood to work with you and doing what we can to help out in that geographical neighborhood? So can our aldermen stand for a minute? That are ones who are able to, again, all the aldermen that were able to make it. Can you come forward? Katrina Jones and Mrs. Caldwell, Brother Blango, Alfredo. Yeah, come over this side over here, because I don't want you to come and if you have something that you might want to say, because I want you to be here and not say anything. And so, us, the oldest, who's the youngest, oldest?
Good evening. I represent part of Newhallville, which is the 19th Ward. I take this very personal because it goes back some years, but in 1992 and 94, my grandchildren lost their father in gunfire. And it's something that you never get over because, as you know, as parents, we're always a substitute for whatever happens in our family. You know, we go in and we take over where someone else is left for. But what I think is very important is something that this gentleman said, and that is the women in the community. And I think that's going to be a very important component when you talk about the sisters in the community, because from my understanding that there's the same thing that's going on with the young women in the community. And also reading the paper and listening to young women that are involved with the young men in the community. Sometimes they're the ones that are holding the weapons for these young men for whatever reason or what goes on. So I think, like you said, not only should we have the yellow shirts for the men, but we should sit down and collaborate and make this a effort of where there's women that's doing the same thing as the men, those that want to make a commitment. I myself think that I have made a commitment to my community because I have been out there for years, since I am the oldest, before they went to school with my children. But I have offered to walk children to school for after-school programs and ask parents to, bring them back. That has not happened. So the community has to take responsibility, and that's what I find that is very startling to me, that the community does not take the responsibility. I had a meeting in my neighborhood. I think this gentleman and a few other people attended about a month ago, and my community that I represent is predominantly, well, I'll say 60% Caucasian. So they were upset and they wanted to have a meeting. So I called the meeting. Not just because of that, it's because we had meetings before in the community. But after this home invasion, naturally, if someone breaks in your house, you want something to be done right then. What? Okay, all right. But let me make a long story short. So I got a lot of comments from the community. Well, those white folks, they put a lot of pressure on her and she had a meeting. I didn't do it because of that. It's that we should be calling the same meetings as urgent as those people which I represent, which were in a white community. We should be doing the same thing. We need to take the responsibility. I myself have walked the streets. I've been under fire, and I don't mind it to a certain extent, but I'm getting kind of old, and I'm going to turn this over to.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Gina Calder. I represent Ward 2, which is the Dwight Kensington area, where a number of these issues have been running rampant over the years. And as a young person myself, I tend to agree with what Tyrone West mentioned. I'm kind of tired of the meetings and would love to see us get to the action piece of this work. And I commend the Brotherhood Leadership Summit and Christian Community Outreach Commission, Ms. Morris, for putting together a 9-point community program, working with Shafiq to do these things, because I think at this point in time, we all need to be engaging in action, actually trying to stop what we're seeing happening out in our communities, taking part in this. I applaud as many men as want to get involved as possible. I think, Black women have been out there on the front lines for a very long time, and at this point, many of our young people would like to see some positive Black men out on the streets doing the same thing, standing out, speaking up, and really trying to make a difference and trying to make a change in our community. So as far as any help that you all need from aldermen, please call me. You all have all my contact information. Let me know what you need, and I will be more than happy to help. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Alderwoman Katrina Jones, Ward 21, New Hornville. I first want to thank the Brotherhood leadership, as well as the Christian Community Commission, the clergy of New Haven, and the Muslim community of Connecticut. I want to thank you for a very thorough presentation and a very eye-opening 9-point program. Thank you so much. As Alderwoman of this ward, I guess I was the recent, this community was the recent of the 2 killings here right around the corner on County Street, where another individual was shot, injured, but didn't die. When we talk about the gun violence in the community and holding those that are doing the crimes and the ones that survive and don't turn in the persons that are perpetrating these gun violent acts, that's the major problem that we have. People in the community are afraid. They are scared. They are not carrying guns. So yes, it's difficult for single women to come out and speak. Like it was said, there are individuals in their homes that are holding them hostage. They have the homes, but they have no power. So I am very grateful to see that this forum is out in front and so many people are attending, and that there is a clear agenda, an agenda that we all must be a part of and put it into action. Not just leave here, as everyone has said before me, and not do anything about it. Just take this flyer right here, tuck it in a file at home. We need to put this on our refrigerator and look at it daily. We need to show it to our kids at home. We need to show it to the kid next door. For those people that are not here, this flyer should be reproduced and given to everyone in your respective neighborhoods. This is how the word gets around. And I want to say again, thank you for inviting me, and peace be with all of you.
I am Alderman Charles A. Blango. I represent all of New Hallville, the 20th Ward. And first of all, I just want to commend Darren to stand and Minister Donald Morris, or Elder Morris, Representative Morris. I commend you for what you're doing in your efforts. I think that once again, everybody has eloquently said, gun violence is only a byproduct of the issue of young people dealing with it. If we take away the gun violence, that would be wonderful, but our young men will still be struggling. We need to understand the core situations, the issues, like the young man eloquently spoke, disengaging from school, failing family structure, a lack of positive male role models, a lack of civil engagement. There are so many young men out there physically but however, not mentally and emotionally strong. They need men to engage in their life. They need men to grab them by the bullhorns and show them how to be men. However, I have failed that test, that I can do more. And like the gentleman said, Tyrone, that we have some powerful men in this room. And we have to put our personalities, put our egos aside. Now maybe I can be the threshold to open up the door to get money. But then we have individuals that's in this room, like the Youth Initiative, with Mr. Chad Dawson. We have also Mr. Mike Fox, that's back there, that's mentoring young men, that all this money that we have in the room that we yet not put together and engage. And we need to step up to the plate. I want to say in my closing that we can blame whoever we want. And I think this correlates with Elder Morrison read. If we don't stand up and grab these young men, the blood is going to be on our hands. We're going to be held responsible because the women have done their job the best they can. Now it's time for us men to do our job. Thank you.
Come on, let's give our all of us a hand. I would like to, I also would like to, we have Pastor Dalen Greer, who is the pastor of this church, Bethel AME. He is also the overseeing, being the pastor of Bethel AME, and I would like for him to, if he has a couple words, because I know his church is right here in this community, and I just want to open that door right now. If you have a couple words, Pastor.
Couple of words to say, but certainly we want to first commend the brothers, the Brotherhood Summit, for this wonderful opportunity. It is time for us to stand. It's time for us to step up and be more than just these big buildings on the corners of our community. One thing that we need to really do is get into the school system. We need to be there because some of our young people are really out of control. And what we see in our community is the repercussions, it's the after effect of what they deal with on a day-by-day basis in the schoolroom. We are not there. If you go into the school, I go into several of our schools in our community, and I have found that there are no teachers who are African American that look like us. Very few. You may find a physical fitness teacher. You may find a principal, one math teacher, one science teacher. And our young people have no inspiration because there's no one in the school that looks like we do. We have to be there and encourage them that it's going to be all right. Once we can help them in the school, then I believe we can also help them here in the community to understand that they are somebody, for we all are God's children. We need to have more after-school programs for our young people, something for them to do. The weather is getting warm. School will be out in less than 30 days. What is there going to be for our young people to do but stand on the corner? We have to have something for them to do. It doesn't get dark until 9 o'clock at night. And the street will attract them. So we have to do something besides just talking about what we're going to do. We really need to find some programs for them. I was talking to a few of our brothers here at the church, and as you know, this is one of our facilities. This is our facility. I have a lot of work to do, but not a lot of payroll for them. If we could find resources to pay some of these young people to do work. We got work all around this building. If you look around right now, you see there's a lot of work to be done. Maybe we can help our city officials can help us find resources for our young people. Youth at Works is a great program, but we have far more young people that need jobs for the summer. Got to do something about them for the summer. Got to get through the summer so that we can gear them up for the fall. Push hard in academics. Push them to utilize their minds. Have social things for them to do. I think it's great for us to get out in the community, but we also have to give them something so that they can become proud of themselves, look at us, and see that we're investing back in them. And together, we can make a difference in our community. Bethel Church is here for the community. We believe in being a part of the community. And whatever we can do to assist in this effort, just let us know. God bless you. Heaven smile upon you. Thank you.
One of the things that, because we know we have more clergy in here, again, when the clergy just stand up, and any more clergy stand up, and so we just acknowledge you as clergy, pastor, clergy. If a church, as a collaboration, as a partnership to Dare to Stand, would find one street in the city of New Haven that church adopts that street. We adopt Hudson Street. We adopt Winter Street. We adopt such and such street. If each church adopt one street, that street becomes their birth child for as long as the church exists. What do? On those streets, a lot of people are hungry right now. A bag of groceries would do a family very well. On those streets, there's kids that need sneakers, or they need shorts, or they need little shirts and stuff like that go on their backs. That would do a long way for a child or youth. A mother who needs prayer, who didn't know what pastor to go to ask for prayer. That street right there can become a prayer Bible study right in that community on that street. Cookouts for that street. Embrace them and hug them for that street. If each church would adopt, Dare to Stand, that's just a one solution. If churches would dare to stand to adopt one street, a short street, in this city, that would go a long way against turning back a lot of the problems that we see because we have that many churches. Now let me just, and we're going to move forward right to you. What has not been said, shooting may be down, but home invasion has jumped up. Gangs, children, youth are actually kicking doors in, sticking people up in their house. Robberies are going up, no jobs. Family got no jobs, they're hungry. These young boys who are 16, 17, they're angry, no money. Some are wearing the same pair of clothes for 3 days in a row because they ain't got no soap powder to wash no clothes. It seems like a simple thing that we enjoy the benefits from, that we just take for granted that's going on. But a lot of that's not happening, for a lot of people. Leadership. We have some work to do because we may be the next ones. Did you see this comedy version? Let me tell you how comedy turns into seriousness. You seen that movie where the guys robbed the church while they was in service? Because they know church people ain't got no guns up in there. But they know some money's in there. They know you collecting orphans in there. They know that you collect. I'm saying that something that seems to be a comedy can reverse itself and become serious. That's how the desperateness is coming. That's why the pastors have to stand up. The leaderships have to stand up. Let me tell you this other thing, and then I'm going to bring it on just to set a tone. This 15 girls went to this house out here in New Hallville. They want to beat this girl up. They're walking in the pack. They got in front of the house, knocked on the door, and the grandmother came to the door and said, what do you girls want? She said, we're looking for a better name, Lakeisha, because we're going to kick her butt. Grandma said, Lakeisha's not here. Why are you coming, into my house like this here? They had 15 young, strong girls. Yeah, we're going to do this to her. And the woman said, grandma said, but she's not here. So, we don't believe you. And the push pastor went in the house. All 15 of them walk in the house, walking around the house. So, she ain't here. But, they got Lakeisha's baby? The baby was laying on the couch. They grabbed the baby, held held the baby up. And you know those phones that you, those camera phones that you can film? They passed the baby to each girl. They didn't hurt the baby, but they passed the baby to each girl, letting it be known to the kids, because they got them little things, what they call them? They can send a signal. They got those text messages and say, so-and-so, they call it B, we just want you to know that we're holding your baby right now. We know where you live, and we're here with your grandma. We'll see you later. Huh? Violence is getting ready to be crippling. Crippling in a minute. It's already hurt and affected some people, but somehow that we as a people, and like the woman who was the prostitute that Jesus said when she fell on the stone, when everybody's complaining about that, when everybody's not doing, said, those without sin cast the first stone. And everybody had to walk away. Why? Because nobody wasn't really, really straight. You know what I mean? So you can't say the police ain't doing it, the aldermen ain't doing it, the pastors ain't doing it, this ain't doing it. And put my stone in my pocket and get my mirror and look at me. This is a serious condition where men have to, particularly men, have to be visible without talk, without dialogue. He didn't mention it, but Brother Tyrone didn't mention it, but they got 4 schools open right now, got all the worst gun-toting, carrying thugs in the city playing basketball against one another. They need men just to go sit in the gym, at those schools.
Thank you, brother.
Just go sit in those schools when they have the basketball game, just to be here, just to be there, say, yes, just group them young boys on. Number 2, part of the campaign was the bike ride. We're encouraging, men, maybe you ain't got a bike, maybe you ain't rode a bike in a long time. I ain't rode a bike in a long time. But man, let me tell you something, when we do get together and we go in those neighborhoods and we ride through, it has an impact of men, positive men, on bikes coming through doing something. It's not a whole lot, but if we can pray for somebody, or we can encourage somebody, it may not be much, but it's more than not doing anything. We have a We Care tour starting next Monday. We're going to 7 locations of the city and we're bringing food with us. We're starting on Henry Street next Wednesday night at 5:30. We're asking all men. As a matter of fact, before you leave here tonight, we got everybody's address, but we want you to sign up so that you'll join us wherever we go, because it's visibility and outreach right now. And if we can be a mentor, let's be a mentor. Give me a little Will. Give me a little Will. Give me a little Will. Little Will was out Brookside Rockview. The time that we were going out Brookside Rockview. He seen us right up the street with our bikes. And he rolled right up to us with a broken bike. And says, can I ride with you? Can I ride with you guys? Will y'all let me ride with you? He said, I just want to be with somebody. He followed us everywhere we went. He knew every neighbor, he knew every door. When I came back out there again, he knew everything that was wrong at certain houses. He said, don't go to that house right there because you don't want to talk to them because they doing wrong up in there. But this is an old woman right here. This house right here, they don't never come out, And he just walked, like every time I turned, I was bumping over him because that's how close he was behind me. So we bought him a bike, a brand new bike that he the whole bike, he didn't have it for 2 weeks because the boys in the hood been banging up. That's the kind of neighborhood that he's living in. But we told him and his mother that we were going to adopt him, that he's going, no matter what his need is, that we were going to adopt him, because we figured that we can get him riding with us, going with us, hanging with us, and raise him up. If we can raise how many? 50 of these boys. If we can raise 50 of them, that's 12 and under. We can make an impact. Muslims, Christians, there's enough to be picked up. The nation, the churches, him a big brother. Now I told him don't let him go. Come here, Smiley. This is his big brother. He's a sign in him. You know what I mean? He's to make sure that things work out for him. You see, it's one at a time. So at this point, we want to be able to open it up. This is not a stage to run rhetoric, I'm telling you right now. But it is a stage for, I got an idea, this is what I think I'll stand for. This is what I think that I can do in my neighborhood. This is what I think I can do. Not what nobody didn't do. If you're going to stand up and say, well, someone, that means you've done everything. You got it all. You're doing it all. That's the brick. So at this time, we will acknowledge anyone that can give us ideas in this room that we can register, work on our ideas, and move forward. We got one here, we got two here, and we got three here. This is, let me come right here.
Paul McKenzie, I'm owner of Knowledge Network. Some of you know me and also work at Southern as a webmaster. I have to leave after this, but I have a computer center in Woodbridge. We have 4,500 square feet, and we have a bunch of machines. We also have a cafe. If anyone here wants to take some kids there and do some computer training, or maybe I could train 10 or 12 of these kids to make these posters using Photoshop or something, you bring them by. I'll give you my Monday nights, my slower night, and I will train them. But we have to set up a schedule, or anything else. Could do movie nights with big screen TVs, keep the kids off the street. You guys contact me. These guys can find me. So you speak to them, let me know early, because I'm gonna have some summer programs starting up, but I want to reserve a space for this group.
That's one, that's the solution. Monday nights, you can open up Monday nights, what's the solution?
Thank you for letting me speak. My name is Herb Hudson, CEO of New Hope Industries. This is a letter I'd like to bring forth that might help stem the tide of gun violence in our major cities. Years ago, as you can remember, a matter of Sheff versus O'Neill brought the attention of the inadequacies of public education between the major cities and our suburbs. It's based on results, not on manpower, to stop the violence. And if we had 411 people shot in Saybrook, you would have the Marines landing in New Haven Harbor. Am I right or wrong? But because African American blood doesn't register with the state legislators or the governor, how many of us have to die, how many have to be shot before it registers, and we stand up and do something about it? Thank you.
1 minute, I got another right here. Like the invasion out there in, what was it, Cheshire? They touch around. When things happen in our community, we have to stand up. Come on.
I work with gather volunteers or mentoring for our youth. For the young man like this young man right here, I specialize, but I target K through 8th grade. So any volunteers you want to come out, once again, my name is Michael Fox. I work for the New Haven Public School Foundation. I have some flyers. And like I said, I target young men like that, with women, young kids, girls and boys. Thank you.
About the basketball, right quick.
Reminding me about the basketball, we got a little emotional, forgot. We got a basketball league with close to 110 brothers from all over the city right now that have really made a commitment to nonviolence, that live right in our community, and they have been dedicating themselves. So we got a basketball game every Friday night and every Saturday afternoon. Friday nights from 6 to 9 over at Ross Woodward this week, and Saturday morning at 12 o'clock to 4 o'clock. So anybody who want to come out, bring your kids, support the kids, come out please.
Tyrone, where's Ross Woodward?
Can I just add something? No, for this basketball league, the New Haven Family Alliance with Tyrone in this program. But as you all know, so many things we start in this city, they don't get sustained because we out looking for funding from the city or anywhere else. But how many of you remember the Midnight Basketball League years ago? Well, we'd like to model this league after the Midnight Basketball League, but we need your help to do it. I mean, we need for some people to contact us, about 7 or 8 of you, just to sit on, just to help us get this organized and off the ground. We need sponsors for this league, because I would hate to see these young people that we got playing right now not be able to play in this league come next year because we can't find the resources or the funding to do it. And so I know I know there's some Masons in here. I know there's some sports-oriented people in here. Please contact us at the New Haven Family Alliance so that we can get this league organized in a way that we sustain it for our young people versus having somebody sustain it for us. Thank you.
Just to share something, it's not an idea, but it's something that I'm already running in partnership. You know, the basketball thing is a good thing. Let's give them a hand for that. But how many know we also have some kids that are not athletically inclined? So I have put together a soapbox derby program for the kids. This is my 3rd year. Last year, we took our winners out to the nationals in Ohio where they got to compete at a national level. We got a new race city, you know, everybody knows that there's only a few pools of money in the city, you know, and trying to pull resources together and to work together on things, but everybody be going after the same pot, so it's kind of hard. But I open it up. And I encourage you to allow your kids to participate. Our event going to be June 14th at Edgewood Park, and the age groups are 8 to 14th, and I'm willing to partner, you know, in any way that I can to help out. I'm also the co-chair for our management team in the Hill, and I sit on the empowerment board, so.
Thank you, Brother Wayne. Now, this group, they build like those soapboxes, those cars, they build them right from the ground. So I think that's good for participation of young people in that. Here's what I wanted to say, that if anyone else have a solution